Hey, good morning everyone. Was having some mic trouble, so I'm gonna have to re-record this video. Gonna make it a quick one, all right? So on the 15-minute chart, we see Bitcoin is currently at 98.97, still, sort of ping-ponging around between this resistance right here, the block 1 and block 2. So this resistance and this support. And for the most part, we now know that this entire move right here was a big short squeeze, and price has really returned back to its origin point multiple times. So eventually I think this area is going to crack and prices are going to go down a bit lower. Okay, at least on this particular time frame, that's really what's visible. Another idea that I had was something like this. Okay, with Bakkt launch and price really tightening up in this big sort of daily descending triangle, what I foresee happening is something like this. Okay, price bounces near this area right here around 9,800, pushes up all the way to about 10,600, and then pushes back down. What this would do is really sort of create FOMO up in this area for people to go long, because everyone will think that we've broken above this descending triangle, so let's just go all in long 100x. But really what's going to happen is it's basically going to go up to this particular area to squeeze out the shorts up here. Okay, because remember that for the most part, this game is about liquidity right now. Okay, there's really no real buying and selling happening in this sideways ranging market, right? At least not that I can see. So for the most part, I would see that, I would say that price could get up to this area around 10.4, 10.6, squeeze out the shorts up here, and then push back down and squeeze out the longs who prematurely longed right here. Okay. For the most part on the daily chart, I mean, we are still under this descending trend line resistance. Let's see, maybe over here we can also see that the RSI on the daily still sort of trapped under this descending trend line. Price is coming to this 41 point level, and typically price has bounced whenever RSI has hit this 41 point level, so please do be careful not to prematurely long right here or short. I really don't know which direction the price is going to go, but it's best to sort of wait it out, especially knowing that we're sort of trapped between this support and this resistance. I would probably say that price will probably range sideways for a little bit, get people to sort of speculate on which direction it's going to go. More than likely, I think it'll go down, but again, no confirmation just yet, right? We did have the Bakkt launch just last night. The total volume traded was 28 lots, so that's about, I would say, $700 worth. You can do the math right here in terms of product specs. Okay, it's $2.50 per Bitcoin for the contract. And each lot is worth 10, so I think it's 10 multiplied by 28 multiplied by 2.5, so that comes out to about $700 worth, if I'm not mistaken, that is. Okay, let's see, we did have the weekly close. Okay, the weekly definitely closed in a very interesting area. All right, here's how the weekly closed right there, and here's that 21 EMA that everybody keeps talking about. That's big support, right, on the weekly, because it was big support on the 2016-2017 bull market. And now you can see the weekly 21 EMA is currently around 93.50 or so. So if we just sort of tank down straight down, it could you could make an argument that we'll bounce off this $9,300 area because of this 21 EMA. But here's another thing about the daily chart, which has the 100, which is the purple, the 128, which is the yellow, and the red, which is 200 moving average. Currently, right now, we are under both the 100 and the 128 moving average. Okay, we have yet to sort of close above either of these levels. For the most part, I mean, this is not a good sign for Bitcoin, right? This, at least on the daily chart, this points down, meaning that there's more potential downside ahead. Maybe meeting the 200 moving average, which is, if we line it up, if it keeps going up like this over the next couple of days, it'll meet price somewhere around $8,400 to $8,500. Okay, so it's a moving average that's pointed up. All three moving averages are still pointed up, so that's still a bullish sign, and they are still bullishly crossed, meaning that the higher moving averages are below, but it's not the best bullish sign, because you know, the price is now broken under 100 and under the 128. Okay. For the most part, as per the commitment of traders reports, which is what professionals and funds have to show their positions in terms of futures contracts, they are net short. Okay, most funds, which are non-commercial category right here, most funds, professionals, and hedge funds are net short right now. Okay, meaning that they are heavily short on the futures contracts for Bitcoin. This 3,000, or actually the total open interest for net short positions is about 3,817 contracts. So that multiplied by 5 Bitcoin multiplied by about $9,900 is somewhere close to about $189 million or so. Okay, so that's the amount of net short positions that are open for Bitcoin right now. Okay, so we've talked about the CFTC, we've talked about Bakkt. You know, I told you guys about the weekly charts. Talked about smaller time frames, larger time frames. Let's see if there's anything else we need to mention. Let's see. Oh, there is this chart right here. Okay, so here's something interesting about this chart right here. Okay, so this is an indicator that was that talks about the BitMEX longs versus short funding. Okay, so for the most part right now, all right, if we look closely, these histograms right here are pointed up above the positive, right, above the zero, meaning that the longs are actually having to pay more money to keep their positions open, and shorts are actually the ones getting paid to keep their positions open. Okay, so this is typically how that works. When the histogram starts going negative, that's when the shorts are starting to pay. So for the most part right now, the longs are starting to pay more and more money. So the way I look at it is, if the price were to go to the downside, right, more, that means that the longs are going to be forced to close out their positions. Why? Because they don't want to keep holding an open position while paying funding, while also the price of Bitcoin declining. Okay, this would be a perfect way to sort of squeeze out the longs and sort of drive prices down and accelerate it down, because the longs will then, you know, want to jump on the short bandwagon and also sell their positions, right? Sell their Bitcoin positions, and then potentially somewhere around this area right here, which is between this candle right here, 8,600 down to 7,600, we could get a potential bounce out of there. Okay, so the way I see it is, you know, if Bitcoin were to truly make a move that would really just surprise everyone, it would be something like this. Okay, it would go down right here all the way to about 8,000, maybe even as low as 7,500, and then shoot back up, because this is the perfect way to sort of stop out all the longs, trap the shorts down here thinking they're going to go lower, and then rocket back up. Okay, on the daily term, that's what I think would happen. On the 4 hour, you guys very well know, I personally think we could still get up, you know, into this 10.5, 10.6 area, like I showed you on this chart right here. This chart right here, where we could bounce up to this area right here, you know, short squeeze everyone, and then push back down. Okay, we still have a big resistance right around 10,900, so there's a lot going on up there. I don't know if we're going to even get up that far in the next coming days. We'll have to see exactly how this whole Bakkt launch and, you know, the coming few days are going to work out. For the most part, I mean, we're already coming really close to apex. A decision point will be made for Bitcoin sooner than later, and for the most part, you guys very well know, I still think this is a descending triangle, and I think it will break down. This support level right here, 10,093, that I had pointed out, as per this chart right here, you know, 10,093 that opens on this candle has already been sort of broken by this candle 2 days ago, and now these two candles have basically fully, you know, opened and closed under it. Well, this one still has 12 hours to go, but for the most part, it's already looking pretty grim, right? And especially given the fact that it's under the 128 moving average, getting rejected by it. So lots of cause for concern for, the bulls, especially those who are long. For the most part right now, I am not in any position. Yesterday, I got a nice quick scalp in my short position. I opened an average right around 10,020, 10,030, closed out my position right around 99.85. I was actually targeting 98.85, as you can see up here, or 98.75, sorry, and $9,800. But I didn't really want to hold that position overnight because I had no idea how Bakkt was going to sort of react. I think I got in right here into my short. I sold out somewhere over here. I didn't really want to deal with what could happen overnight, with Bakkt maybe just surging prices or, these huge short squeezes that we've had. I didn't want to be trapped in my position. So I'm just going to wait it out and see exactly what comes out of this. More than likely, I'll probably go short if I get another opportunity, if prices reach up here into the 10,000 area, okay? Another area that price could squeeze shorts, folks, is up here, all right? This 10,175 marker. Why? Because this was really the area that price really just slumped down from, okay? Price went up all the way to 10,400, came to bounce at this previous consolidation period right here, bounced again, created a lower high, and then boom, broke down. So I would figure that this would be the area where there's going to be a lot of stops for people who are shorting, and the way you run the stops is you just drive the prices up. So I wouldn't be surprised if prices reach all the way to a high of 10,200, stop out all the shorts up here, and then push back down. Again, I talk about all these scenarios because it's important to keep in mind not to just have a adamant mindset about what price is going to do, but rather think of the possibilities where there's sort of pain to be inflicted on these derivative products like longs and shorts and futures. Where is there the most amount of pain that price could sort of cause pain in, right? So I like to look at these one-off scenarios that could potentially provide that insight, all right? Again, folks, come join the Cryptosomniac community if you have not gotten a chance. Products page, hit the technical analysis course, and you can have all access to all these locked channels that you see. Every single one of these locked channels contains a ton of information for our Advantage members, and you can get that for 7 free days if you buy the analysis course, or you could just buy Advantage right there. All right. I will see y'all soon. Thank you so much for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoy my content. All right. Cheers.